Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Welcome. I'm doing a bit of light reading. Yes, sorry, no Jerry tonight. He's been in bed all day, coughing his lungs out, and yeah. Best wishes, speedy recovery, big man. Yeah, it's a nice book. It's a lot heavier than you would think. And yeah, it's nice paper, but there's one downside to it. It's glossy paper. So if, like with me, your light is coming straight down, at times you have a hard time reading it. But still a great book. And let me put that aside, because I have space to put things now. Let me welcome you, Dutch Demons of Adverse Orinoco and Davonky Goblin. Hello. And let me start with another bad news for you lot. Next week, there will be no Hobby Hangout. I have to attend to dad duties, so today and then again in 2 weeks' time. Oh, Diceman by Jackson and Livingston. That's a book I still need to have a look-see at. This one struck me because it was so pretty. Hello, Zoidpinhead. Welcome. Let's see. Can I put on music without getting copyright stricken? Looks like it. I hope you lot are well. Have many inspirations for the painting competitions. Because let me tell you, I don't. I'm really pulling a complete blank on what to do with water. Yes, there's the Jan Blanche biography, but I think that was rather pricey, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Let me just open up a drink. I can't tell you how nice it is to have stuff put away properly, reachable, and in case of my Star Wars Legion stuff, it's on wheels. Or as somebody put it on OTT, a dolly for my war dollies. Things with all three books, so Diceman by Jackson Livingston, the John Blanche biography, and Talking Miniatures, they're hard to come by these parts. I thought you were that, but I can't. Didn't want to put you on the table, on the spotlight. No, not a wheelie bin. If you ever catch me binning miniatures, you're free to shoot me. I haven't even sold any of my miniatures, so... Well, speaking of stuff that's never getting done, any ideas on what to do for Terrain Fest? Hello, Nine Red Tails, welcome. I feel at the start of December, news cycles have become rather slow. So I'm not sure if there's anything out and about that is actually worth talking about. I mean, I was surprised that there was an unboxing of Star Wars Legion from the OTT crew, which I found nice because I actually got to see the damn sprues for a time. That tempts me even more to get the boxes, but I best wait after Christmas just because I don't know what the missus got me. Hello, Jill. Welcome. We were just talking about my lovely boxes. Oh, that's terrible, Demon Sub. If it was published by Unbound, then this is going to be an eBay hunt. technically every book could be ordered via Amazon, but if they're not predestined for the German market, it's always an import, which is nah. No, not more boxes, just bigger ones, different ones for Legion. For Legion, I started with the you know, these foldable ones, and I've chosen to use the cheapest ones I could find at the local hardware store, which is Hobby, and they are bright orange. And now I've got 4 containers full of Star Wars Legion stuff, including terrain. Yes, Nine Red Tails, I saw the Marcher Kickstarter, and it doesn't grab me. Not in the slightest. Same with Conflict 47. It's not my cup of tea. Seriously. Hello, Danley, welcome. Jill, how much Legion do you have? Have you any preferences in what you call it, factions? Oh, fun fact. Since Jerry reviewed the Empire box with the troopers, scout troopers in it, with foot on tactical rock, and casually mentioned maybe replace the rock with a dead Ewok, I still have a spare box of Ewoks, courtesy of Santiago de Chile. That might be a course of action. Put on tactical dead Ewok. Yes. Oh, dear, up that battle for Hoth board game, I really would like to put it against my version that was made way back when. It seems to be more or less the same type of game, but it's a reskin of Memoir 44, I think. At least that's what people tell me. I don't know the game. Yeah, the one I have is well, it's called the Battle of Hoth, and what was the company called again? I can't remember. It doesn't have minis. It has cardboard tokens and standees. Neither or. It's another. Let me see if I can get this thing down. On second thought, hold on. This needs to be. Move it back. That was an OSHA violation. So, West End Games. Attack on Hoth. Welt der Spiele was the German supplier. Jill's spreadsheet informs her she has 125 to paint. Well, let's have a look. See here. So there's the rules. And that is the board. And these are snow troopers. Let's see, where are the big ones? Those are your walkers? And your snowy speeders. Well, yeah, that's a blast from the past. I think this was released in Germany in 91 or 95 even, but the original is even older. If you look on Board Game Geek, the Attack on Hoth by West End Games, I think it's late 80s. Yeah, it would be interesting to actually compare rules to see if the game is still the same or if it's just a coincidental lookalike. Way to put that now. I think West End Games at the time almost did everything, but I'm not sure if everything ever got to mainland Europe. Next year's project, put it in the forum. I'm not even. I don't know what to paint this month, let alone 2026. How can you plan so far ahead, Zoidpin? Are you mad? Are you psychic? Should the Inquisition be looking for you? He's the TikTok bot. No, that's Zorg. Zoidpinhead is not the TikTok bot. The TikTok bot is Zorg. Don't get them confused. Yeah, Jill, it's a thing of planning when you have something in mind, but do you really plan 12 months ahead? You can't be as fast in painting as Tuffy is. She's got them painted before she unwraps them. However she does that, I don't know. Speaking of Tuffy, Tuffy and Pete have been missing for a long time now. Where did they go? He got told off by Jerry for posting in the Ask Jerry channel. Well, it was bound to happen. Yeah, that's the question. Where's Tuffy? Where's Pete? Time off hobby? Or maybe went on to other pastures? Maybe different hobby spaces? Who knows? I for certain do not. On a completely tangent, I was informed today that the mighty Death Clock band is doing a North American tour together with Amanda Marth. Great. Don't you just love weird things happening out of the blue? Well, we all can buy faster than we paint. There's no secret to that. Just hit buy all the time, and until your wallet is drowned. And I must say, I'm very proud of myself. I spent zero monies on Black Week on anything. I resisted temptation to 100%. All Future Me has enough on his plate. Demon Sub is... Wargaming Hobby has taken a back seat this year. It's all Gunpla. All the same to me. It's just different plastic fighting, man. You blame John. I don't know. Do we really need to blame John? I mean, many people have jumped on board that train, so I think it was just a question of time when the modeling community finally got to grips with, fuck, these kids are really great. And people might want to stone me to death for this, but they are so nice. There's no 3D print coming close to that thing. Dan Lee, that's very true. If it's remote control tanks, then blame John. Yeah, that's true. No, I don't think Gunpla has become more widely available because Gunpla has been around, at least in these parts, in model shops for a bloody long time. Oh, Jill has planned her hobby expenses for the next half year, so good luck with that. Hope you didn't forget to include paints and brushes in your calculations. Zoidpinhead is going for Krieg. I'm guessing you're talking about Warhammer Death World of Krieg and not actually Krieg. Dear God, the last thing I need is more paint. Well, Jill, are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure there's a cupboard or two that still can hold one more pot of paint. I mean, that, yes, Gunpla might be pushed more in front of people now for some odd reason, but it has been there for at least 20 years. Or you could build a paint station out of your paints. Be very meta about it. Or you know, like we build cardboard or couch cushion forts. Do that with paint bottles. Oh, you might remember last week I said I would try this weird feature that YouTube has with add 3 different thumbnails, see which one attracts most traffic. I started that. I haven't gotten any results because that damn test runs for 2 weeks. So next time I might be able to tell which weird thumbnail has gotten me the most views. Making a throne for sitting on Christmas Day. Paint of Thrones. In Japan, there's kids dating back to the mid 80s. Yep. Of course, it's only 25 years, Jill. Well, how long should 9080 be around then? Oh, it couldn't be 45. Could it? Could it? Oh, I've got the bestest idea for your paint pots. Make a potty of it. Potty of paints. Oh, God. You are a silly bunch, you lot. So, is there anything interesting happening in the world of... in the world of internet, I was going to say... of interesting things? Nothing really to write home about, is it? Oh no, not again. Go away. I'm sighing because I'm on tabletop right now. I'm logged in and I'm still getting showed ads. This happens every now and again, and it's driving me up the walls. Why do I still see bloody ads when ads are turned off? Where's that? Yeah. Advertising, ads off. Ads are shown on the front page. Yeah. Hello, Taurus. Is Battletech Alpha Strike any good? I couldn't tell you. I've never played Alpha Strike. For some odd reason, there never has been a time and place I wanted to play Alpha Strike. Battletech is on Hexes. Pure and simple. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. Where is that? I think this can work. Yeah, this can work. So this top banner here is unskippable. You will always see some kind of ad in this place. This is not for debate. What I'm complaining about is this one, supported by turn off, which is turned off. And again, supported and turn off. I fucking have turned that thing off. Why is it still showing me ads? And it's not the first time this happens. Yeah, Jill, I've been playing BattleTech for some years now, and it's fine. I don't want you see the appeal to me personally for BattleTech is it is a very calculatable game. You there's no guessing involved as is in normal tabletop games where you have your ranges and you measure things out. You have your set distances in hexes. You've got your fixed modifiers for cover, indirect fire, etc. It really is maths in your head, basically. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Well, Tamiya is a proper model company and not a startup young hobby thing. Crispin, you old wanker. Hello. Good evening, fella boy. You ask if I've got. Where did I put it? I need to put the brock away. We're talking about this. And I still haven't decided on what to do with that. I really haven't. I'm really tempted to just give it away. No, that's not what you said. That's a brock I'm building, and that's just pieces and parts. And that's my homemade static grass applier. How does it still have shrink wrap on it, Nick? I will tell you a story. You just don't rip it open if you don't want it. Simple as that. No, well, I can behave myself at times. It's hard. Let me tell you, but why should I open it? It's no sofa was ever in shrink wrap Orinoco. Never. Brock for the Terrain Fest. Yeah, if I could haul my ass outside and get the hot wire cutter to make more what you call it, more bricks, because I'm out of bricks for my Brock. XPS foam fondue. 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 No, I don't. I'll pass. Thank you. I might be shitting bricks after that. I don't think the foam fumes of the foam are very good for you. At least that's what some people told me. Raffling away is not as easy as it might sound. And it always hampers people with international laws about gambling, etc. So there's so much hassle involved. If you add cheese, it'll be fine. No, Jill, I don't believe you. Cheese does make everything better, Nick. That we can agree on that. Oh, using a laser cutter on yeah, I've seen some videos along those lines. If the laser can be tuned down to be just an engraving tool, that can technically work, but it's still a horrible smell. Zolpinhead, if you have any closer information on raffles and the collection of PayPal, kindly send me a DM on Discord, or better, even a message on OTT if you have any details, so I can look into that, because I have zero clue. I never done such things before. I wonder what ever happened to Warren's laser cutting endeavors after he actively disencouraged the winner of said laser cutter to accept the prize. I think that's the first Warren being on the cautious side. Or maybe he has gifted it to Lloyd, and Lloyd is using the laser cutter to dry out his shed. I really enjoyed last week's mentioning of Lloyd building Rome by Jerry. He still has it, but he isn't using it. Well, what he described on how that thing made things go whoosh, I can't blame him. Good evening, Lazagram. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, things go up in flames. Because the laser was a wee bit overpowered, potentially. And I seem to remember that he made some kind of fume extractor on a DIY basis, which is always a grand idea when handling fumes. Neither nor, Mr. Fleboy. It is your good old friend, Fritz. Terrain smoke, don't breathe this. Yeah, it's some things you don't want to have. And I think fumes from freshly burned wood by a laser is potentially not very good for your lungs. Well, technically, anything people are putting into their lungs on purpose, Dutch, is something they want to breathe. So, tobacco, barbecue, and the devil's lettuce. Let's not forget the devil's lettuce. You of all people should know. I didn't say it was healthy. I said it's stuff people want to put into their lungs. Cola isn't healthy. Still, I want to drink it. Beer isn't healthy. Still, not bad. There's this distinction between wanting and doing and actually should you. Or as someone said, it's the amount that makes the poison. If you're putting barbecue smoke into your lungs, you're doing it wrong. Well, if you're eating a barbecue and you breathe in the aroma, technically that's barbecue smoke in your lungs, isn't it? That was high questioning voice. Why is this ad here? I hate ads. I can't look at peace. Oh, it's gone again. Is Mr. Tom working in the background today? That would be very annoying. Oh, you don't want to know, Redverse. You don't want to know what I'm doing with my barbecue food. You really don't. Jerry is laying down and low in bed, coughing his lungs out. He has been very sick today. He called in sick at work, so that should give you an idea on how sick he actually is. So, fingers crossed he'll be better at the end of the week so that he will be part of the weekender, or even more betterer, he takes more than one day off and gets a proper recovery. I'm sure he'll appreciate the sentiment, but I'm almost pretty sure he'll be in bed. Having eyes shut, going with what's his favorite recipe again? Whiskey and lemon sip, whatever that is. Lemon sip? Is that some kind of British Irish house homemade recipe? So it's lemsip, but I have no idea what lemsip is. So I'm guessing it's something that's prescription free, available. I'm guessing it's a wee bit a sort of concentrate, so you dilute it in hot water. Um, he's been on that stuff for some time now, and I'm powder with hot water. Well, let's hope for the best. That the old man is having some time off and recovering. Good night, Dutch. I don't think I've ever used something similar for a cold. Usually, my prime recipe for getting through the cold is going to bed, get a lot of shut eye, and be better when I wake up. Tastes of lemons. Put whiskey and honey in it to make it better. Well, at that point, you could be just drinking whiskey, I think. Or do a proper grog, as should be tradition with any grognards. You wouldn't catch me dead with tea in my hand, demons up. I can't stand tea. I really can't. It's the most, possibly the worst kind of drink I can imagine. I'd rather drink tomato juice. I don't do it at all. I don't want tea. In neither any shape or form. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but that's the blatant truth of it. I like coffee. I like juices. Occasional the beer and some whiskey. I hate tea. I hate it with a vengeance. And I blame the kindergarten. They put me on a tea trauma that still echoes today. And I'm pretty sure I've told that story more than once, so not going to tell that again. No bad. It's leaf soup, but it's bean extract. Technically different. But yes, you're right. I don't think it's tragic, Jill. I'm absolutely fine with that. At least I don't have to be called out on making tea in the microwave or such odd things like other people on the other side of the world tend to do. Uh, yeah, it wasn't a British kindergarten for the boy, but the fact is, for breakfast we got two variations of drink: hot cocoa and fruity tea. And for dinner, or for lunchtime, we got what was left, which was usually a small quantity of cold cocoa and fucking lots of cold fruity tea. And I hate that stuff. Not liking tea is blasphemy. Making tea in the microwave is full-blown heresy. Oh, and just to be perfectly clear on how bad my aversion to tea is, when the Spiffing Brit is doing a live stream and is chanting on his Yorkshire tea, I'm screaming coffee from the top of my lungs. Yeah, but seriously, I've tried various teas over the decades. Plain tea, green tea, scented tea. It's all just blah. It does not appeal to my taste buds. Coffee, on the other hand, goes down like, well, coffee. Well, Demon Sub, you have your Yorkshire tea then, matey boy. I won't. This stream is sponsored by... Well, technically coffee is poison, but at least it's honest about it. When your heart goes... my heart doesn't, so... Demon Sub tried matcha from Starbucks. It's so weak, it was expensive hot milk. Yeah, no, man. British have started wars over tea, and let me guess, one resulted in losing a huge chunk of their colonies. So, take that with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure there's no reason to invade Germany because there's no tea here you want, so... Welcome to the hot beverage hangout. Yeah, that's the one, Nick. It's lawn clippings smushed very finely. Oh, I'm not sure. I think it was an episode on Time Team where somebody actually made the calculations on how much tea you need for what quantity of water, and that even in the best of cases, the Boston Harbor wouldn't have had the slightest aroma of tea. The weirdest kind of tea I currently see is this weird bubble tea stuff that has been all the rage a few years ago. So why would you have bubbles in your fucking drink? Excuse me. I mean, I do get why somebody puts a worm in tequila and makes it the last sip, but bubbles in teas? There's no sense to that. Nick's grandma used to make tea that was about 25% sugar. Well, that's a tea for a dentist. 25% sugar, my god. Could you... Is that even still counting as a liquid? Doesn't that somehow get to the consistency of, like, say, a swamp? Yeah, same thoughts here, Nick. It looks like it's choking hazard, but for some odd reason, people didn't die. Redville's father-in-law had his tea with 4 sugars and condensed milk. You could almost stand a teaspoon of bride in it. See, that's the way I like my coffee, but not with the added stuff in it, just boiled and cooked to a concentrate that the horseshoe does not sink. Horseshoe, or like the ex-colleague of my wife who took in her coffee, what was that? 4 or 5 pieces of artificial sweetener because of the calories, and then added 4 more sugar cubes because the artificial sweetener didn't taste right. To call that syrupy mess coffee is, I don't know, bad. How did we end up with tea? Oh yeah, I remember. I don't have any hobby topics. Bubble tea does have a body count. Oh no. Well, I guess as much. I'm a hateful person. Jill. How well do you know me? Well, technically, you have a liquid with solid pieces in. Of course, people are going to choke on it, especially those who are way too hasty on and dumb to do things in the proper way. I mean, to think of such things in the first place, add bubbles that are solid. Just why? Well, I think uh, while we're on the subject of confession of on drinking sins or sins of drinking, um, I think the worst possible thing I've ever drank in larger quantities at a time was Southern Comfort with Sprite. Because there was nothing else left on the party. God, it tasted so ultra sugary, sweet, and horrible. I'm not sure if you're allowed to call Southern Comfort a whiskey, Crispin. I think it's a bourbon, wherever the definition of that is. I don't know. I'm failing to grasp the concept. Crispin had 13 beers and 30 shots of Jägermeister. Yeah, I guess as much. And I'm pretty sure the beers had nothing to do with you being drunk next day. It's all the Jägermeister. That stuff clings. It's not even bourbon, says Jill. I I couldn't tell. It said bourbon on the bottle, I think. Was it an enjoyable ride home then, Crispin, on the plane, being drunk? Oh, I have friends, Demons Up, who still do enjoy the act of making absinthe. I never got behind that. You were passed out on the plane. Well, personally, I feel that's the best way to travel. Sleeping away all the time. Take it straight to Bailey's. Oh no. Well, Zoidpin, if you were in Pferden, you were fairly close to my mother-in-law. Good night, team. What's up? Jill, I've never cared too much for these things because usually I don't go near high octane stuff on a regular basis. So, is tequila big in Europe? Couldn't tell you. It's not unusual. I had my fair share of tequila way back when. We had parties consisting of nothing but tequila, going slicing lemons before we start drinking in large quantities so that nobody has to handle a sharp knife when drunk. I think the highest volume of percentage of alcohol you could get in a regular drink around these parts is Stroh 80, which is a schnapps having 80%. It burns literally. Another drink I can only have on occasion is that's Sambuca, brown Sambuca. Put a little bean of coffee bean into it, light it on fire, and then. Did I ever have Everclear? Everclear sounds like a cleaning fluid, not like something I'd like to drink. Oh, red worst. Oh, that's. They might have overdone it when there's an ambulance attending to scrape them off the floor. The I think the most prominent part about tequila in these parts is the silly red head on top of the bottle. Though some cocktails do really, I like me some of those. Sadly, there's no bar in the local vicinity that does them properly anymore. For some reason, my body shuts down the urge to drink more alcohol when I reach a certain point. When I start to get really drunk, I mean, that point where other people start puking and passing out and having no memories whatsoever. One or two drinks before that point, my body says, enough, mate. Stop. It put you to sleep. Weirdly, usually the fairy tale goes, if you're drunk, you can sleep like a rock, and that never happened to me. I could fall asleep easily, yeah, that's true, but I'd be awake 5 hours later and could not sleep again. It's funny how people react completely different to alcohol. It makes Crispin very happy and very, very talky, even more so than normally. Oh my god, your poor wife. Well, Joe, that's some kind of self-preservation. I feel if you know you need to have a certain way to go to just stop. And there's nothing wrong with self-control. There's In my opinion, if you don't want to drink, or if you just want to have 1 or 2 drinks, it's totally fine. Yeah, Crispin, but you have drunk with your wife, haven't you? Just don't go on a cross-channel ferry with a hangover during rough weather. I'd argue, if it's rough weather, you can blame the weather for puking your guts out, and if it's smooth sailing, you have to admit that you are hungover. Oh, offending people isn't hard, is it, Crispin? Let's be honest. If we really wanted and put our backs into it, we could offend anybody. For some odd reason, it's more easy to fuck people off than to make actual compliments. It People seem to connect way easier to the fact that you're being rude to them than being nice to them. Yeah, if you need to go over the sidelines, check direction of wind. That's a very good advice there, Adverse. Oh, Crispin, then you have been lured into a sense of safety under false pretense. I think there's a law case in there. You might be eligible to compensation. Isn't that how it works in the US? I don't know. Oh no, here it comes. Crispin is making. Oh, oh. What will he type up? Well, the thing is, as long as you stay uh, on English, I'd be more worried about my daughter understanding what you do tell. Unless kids are in a bar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have. There's no point in being at a place where you shouldn't be legally. It's like taking your your wife to a uh, to a cinema and then being annoyed that people around you are doing rude stuff. But let me ask you lot in the audience this. How is your opinion on sharing a drink or a meal with a friend with zero conversation? No talking. I'll wait a few moments and then I'll put out my take on that. Let's say same age as you, plus or minus 4 years. Not from the same place. Let's say enjoying a drink out, sitting outside in the garden, if that makes a better situation. Any amount of time, Jill. let's say a long time acquaintance, and you see each other on a regular basis. Yes, nobody steals from your plate, Nick. No cross forking. See, for me, it's very relaxing having not the need to talk, to just sit and enjoy the moment. So let's say if I'm sitting with my best friend in the garden and we just have a beer and look at the fire crackling. So this makes me more or less the odd one out then. But that's totally okay. Crispin never shuts up until told so. It depends how good the food is. I'm pretty sure my food is pretty good. There have been little complaints. Well, okay, that's a fair point. If you only have yourself to talk with, to begin with, having somebody else to talk to is preferable to not be talking. But Zoidbin, dogs don't talk. Haven't you noticed? And if your dog talks, you might want to go to a show. The Dog Talk Show. Oh, Talk app there, yes. That's a thing I can understand. I do talk to our cats as well. Especially when they're doing stupid stuff again and I tell them to not do that! I mean, cats have a way with people. And in one moment in time, they make you feel like you're the most important person in the world. And then you've given them their food and suddenly they're gone. So you would say you're a stage person with questionable morals, Crispin. I can see that. Well, that's totally fine. I usually tend to stay at parties at the sidelines and have a listen on what people talk. Because you can learn so much about people when they just jabber on all the time. It's fascinating. It's like a study, especially when they get drunk. So, who else, aside from Jill and I, have cats at home? And who has dogs? Raise hands. Wife can stand when I start talking with strangers, says Crispin. 3 dogs. And who goes on walkies with those dogs? And do they all go all at the same time, or do you need to take turns? That seems excessive. Nick, you know there's a very bad pun in that statement, but I salute you for taking care of rescues. Redford has a cactus. Don't stroke your cactus. Also, don't use it as a toy. Oh, that's always a wee bit tragic, isn't it? When your animal's getting old and wants to do things and they can't. Well, I'd be afraid of the outside as well if everything is way bigger than myself, louder. So only 4 of us have cats, the rest is dogs, people. That's sad, Crispin. When they get old, that's one thing, but losing your animal children to sickness is that's just not good. A terrible thing to happen. I hope our little fluffy monsters will stay with us the next 16 years or so. Well, that's a glimpse of light then. Suffering animals is the worst. And yeah, it's especially if it's an animal that's been keeping you company for multiple years. Also, he did a Crispin on his way out. Fair enough. Oh. I, for myself, have long ago decided if I should ever kick the bucket, that would be in bed, having a heart attack while things happen. Let me put it this way. But at the same time, I want to be 125 in good health, so not sure how to get these things aligned. Yeah, that's kind of my point, Crispin. Best with someone you paid for. Less emotional damage. I never own such things, Jill. I've got healthy hands. With becoming 125, yeah, she is. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but that's that's been a weird idea in my brain for the last 30 years. I mean, there's people using the remains of their loved ones, cremated remains, to craft weird diamonds, to wear them as jewelry, and others putting cremated remains into glass adult toys. So whatever tickles your fancy, I guess. Oh, YouTube, have you noticed? This is an adult-themed video. Don't show it to kids. See, Jill, I get where you're coming from with that statement. My grandfather was, I'd say, 89 when he passed away, and he was in perfectly good health. My grandmother was 96 and still pretty good health, so gonna be some uncomfortable conversation after the rapture. Oh, you say that, but maybe people are actually into that? Who knows? And to be perfectly blunt, I don't believe in anything like the afterlife, so it's definitely a Scotch demographic problem. Okay. Yeah. You say that, Soybean, and today was the 60th or something. I can't remember what it was. And the radio moderator was, yeah, that's old. And I thought to myself, in 10 years' time, I'll be 60, you wanker. Fucking hell. Where did time go? Time go whoosh out the window. Let's all just pretend we will be very healthy until we reach the ripe age of who knows when. And it's not the getting old part that sucks. It's your body is starting to fail you in ways you never imagined. Well, everybody has been mortal till today, Zoidpin. We will never know unless we meet our demise. I mean, if I could hope for any ending, I really would like to have a Discworld-like ending with a short talk with death, and then the endless plains of sands and whatever comes after that. But my actual belief is when it's light out, and there will be nothing. We're just neurons firing randomly currently. I might be wrong. Who knows? Nobody has proven anything yet, so all bets are off. Of course, I'm in for a ride if people like the Catholic Church are actually correct. Then I could be in trouble. In big trouble. But let's face it, who wouldn't? We ain't no saints. Nobody of you is. First new thing going into my 50s was hiccuping allergic reaction to hot... A hiccup reaction to hot sauce? Fuck. yes, I bet you're correct. They can't be all right, but I think, as far as I'm aware, according to most of them, I'd be in for something. I'm pretty sure I'm fine by Pastafari standards. I think the worst thing that is plaguing me currently now and in future is the poor self-healing qualities of my skin. It, yeah, scratches, dents, and dings just don't heal up as well as they once did. Gotta be careful, then. Do not bleed to death while doing hobby. Though, that would be an interesting take. What did he build while dying? Oh, he tried to build a multi-part Warhammer model. Oh yeah, no, but that's real. Lawyers over here. Christians, would you join the lawyers? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm afraid the Jews were right. I'm not sure if Peaches actually can bruise his open head. Well, that's still another side, the other side of this side. So technically, is it still the other side? Oh no. Also, if you have a family history of that, Jill, you can actively do something against it by going to the doctors and have yourself examined. And the doctor comes and going, well, somebody will remember, I hope. This layer of siblings are on that. The Council of Sibling has decreed. Go to the doctors. Oh, and I found something while I was cleaning up my space. Anybody knows what this is? Well, it's out of focus because that webcam can't do focus on close-ups. Somehow I knew somebody would say yay. Mantic pants. Soy sauce packets. No, it's not sauce. It's the kind of cardboard token Jerry likes to collect. Mantic points, yes. Oh. And that's another weird thing of getting old. I tend to. I used to be able to eat large quantities of anything. Now I'm stuffed after one serving. The belly doesn't take anymore. I'm not sure, Zoidpinhead. I never looked up what Mantic points actually can buy you or get you. Because if I remember correctly, you need to put them over at Mantic. To reward you for buying soft detailed minis at a box with 0 care, you get free soft mini. Do I hear some kind of negative vibes from that, Nick? To be fair, the stuff I have got from Mantic isn't the greatest. Excuse me. This is how it works. Yeah, but what do you actually get? Oh, check out the shop. Interesting miniatures. 15 points. Well, that's 13 to go then. I mean, let's face it. It's something they didn't have to do. They've used spare space on packaging for some kind of loyalty reward, and you get a free mini that you can't buy otherwise. I'm totally fine with that. It's basically a freebie for buying their stuff, so okay, I guess. Oh, so they're now printed. Well, still, it's a thing they didn't need to do, so take it or leave it, I guess. You could always use these miniatures for testing colors, testing new techniques, or just as basing material. And if I remember correctly, the offer they have for those points is, excuse me, is on rotation, so might be worth for one, not worth it for others. But that's with most loyalty programs, I feel. Most loyalty programs are basically just a nice to have, taking advantage of being a loyal customer, I guess. I don't think I've ever used any weird loyalty points in hobby spaces. Goblin Games does them also. Let's see. Where is my... Oh no, my browser moved. Ah! Oh, fucking hell. Let's go here. I mean, the weird Abyssal Aboriginal looks odd. The Matsudan Inashi is very odd. Night Stalker Banshee, okay. Can't see a use for that. The dwarf obviously is a dwarf. Thule Aquamage. Hmm. So it's basically just the designs that don't really jump at me. But as I said, it's a freebie. Yeah, Chris, that's what I said. The dwarf is a nice dwarf, though without any context or scale comparison, it might be too big or too small or whatever. Mm, I see where we're going at, Zoidbin. I feel if you don't have use for any immediate use for it, when then things go to the pile of potential, that's one place to live. But let's be honest, how much stuff do we buy in our hobby that sits on that pile for ages? And that stuff we put out money for. In theory, we should be buying stuff, unpacking, building, painting, next buying. I don't think there's a lot of people in our hobby that actually do that. Yeah, that's my point, Janly. If it's on a pile waiting to be used at a later date, but it doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that would be annoying if it would take up way too much space. Zoidman has 50 plus projects to works worth. Yeah. I think I just hit the 70th project mark. Crispin still has the Derek Ghost ship. Yeah, did you have some other projects as well? Out in the open? Still unfinished? You sold over 1,000 miniatures. Jeebus. I don't think I have over 1,000. Though, to be fair, I never counted. I'm too scared to count them. Let's do quick math. Nine. No. Let's stop the quick math. Yeah. Just Star Wars Legion alone is somewhere around the 500 mark. I just realized. That's 500, and there's about a handful of Battletech, and my technical depth from way back when there was Warhammer and Blood Bowl. I'm not counting my X-Wing, though. Those don't count towards tabletop miniatures in my book because they come pre-painted. They're toys, display pieces. They don't count. What do you mean by going out the door, Jill? Are you doing a Justin and putting him in the bin? Will you declare yourself A binny. No, I won't count them, Zoidpinhead. Count them yourselves. They're there. Go ahead, count. How do I dare? Simple, Jill. I'm sitting here in the comfort of my home, and you're... let's just check. And you must be somewhere around there. Thereabouts. Just moving into new homes. That's the best way. Giving away to loving families. I almost said. Well, Delhi, wasn't that obvious before backing that Kickstarter that would be a very large one? Yes, you are on my left in chat, but that side is north. And the island of England, Scotland, and Wales is roughly that direction. And by the time it arrived, I was 2 years wiser. But fair enough. As long as you didn't as long as you didn't take a loss on the Kickstarter, I think it's all fine. There's nothing beyond the screen. Are you sure? I live in the telly. No, Ben lives in the telly. In the telly on top of the set. In the studio where the guys meet every Sunday. Dang it. I want that back. I mean, did you guys remember how we pestered the team that they should make free a part of the intro for the OTT? And now we have Lloyd and Warren in the intro, and they haven't been on screen for ages, not counting the occasional popping up. They should put Shay in that intro as well. Yeah, exactly, Delhi. Just vanished into the ether for a better paying job in the computer games industry. There's nobody here, just a webcam in your padded cell. Well, at times it feels like that. Yeah, probably. Could it be a possibility? And let's face it, some of the images they use are really old. I, for my part, wouldn't have noticed that what's in the box icon that is John holding a box from way, way back when. Every now and then I do myself a little giggle by strolling around in the very old videos, how they look and how the studio changed and how production quality has definitely improved. I feel like he took you for a ride on that, Dan Lee, just because people get company credit cards and then they go. So I think that's a wee bit more than 10 years. Uh, must be now around 13 or something. It's a fucking long time. Yeah, that must be around the time I stumbled across there. Or is it? I know my first contact points were the Star Wars Legion videos they did. And I think that was about 2013, maybe? Oh, I can't remember. Let me have a look see. Board Game Geek. When did they start? 2018, apparently. According to Board Game Geek. Yeah, so 2018. 2013 must have been X-Wing. The next vlog, they will be finishing the Plastic Castle. What Plastic Castle? When was that? I started watching to fill my 1 hour lunch break at the new job. It was 6 months before I was told it was only supposed to take 30 minutes. Well, I feel those kind of fumbles are totally the fault of the employer. They should have told you right after the first time where you took 100% extra lunch. Somebody should have took you to the side and say, "Yeah, mate, you might want to cut down your lunchtime." Hopefully, that didn't have any lasting consequences. So we back to food again after we had a slight diversion into the actual side of hobby. After being talking about tea and beverages and being drunk and really unpleasant people, I think we should call it a day at this point. Before I know, because I know I'm starting to lose my grip on foreign languages. So unless you want me to start rambling in weird German words nobody understands and barely have a meaning because I will be just rambling, I think we should cut this short today. Well, short, rather, kinda. We're still close to our tightly scripted 30 minutes. Remember, no hobby hangout next week. I have dead duties. I'll be away at a concert of my daughter, so happy times. But I think there's one more Tuesday before Christmas. Yes, December 23rd, I will be back. I hope Jerry will be fine and healthy by then. But who knows? At least I can't. I don't know. I really. I'm not psychic, so good night. Thanks for joining in, and you have fun with your hobby, lads and lasses out there. and send me information about what the fuck I'm about to do with painting comp and water. I really have zero ideas. Good night.